Folks who own a vehicle that has long surpassed its warranty have a certain pride for their cars. It's well deserving too. Most of them take care of their vehicles enough for them to make it over 100,000 miles. Most warranties cease to exist after 100,000 miles, so how do customers keep up with the service to get the most out of their vehicles? Let's talk about that. Like warranties, after a vehicle reaches 100,000 miles, factory recommended service intervals also tend to go away. So, how can customers know how to keep their vehicle going after 120,000 or even more miles? The key is maintenance and inspection. Here are some important maintenance items to keep an eye on for customers with vehicles over 100,000 miles tacked on. When it comes to fluids like coolant, OEMs generally have a replacement interval of 125,000 miles. Coolant won't lose its ability to transfer heat, but the additive package loses its ability to control corrosion and the pH level. Other fluids, like transmission fluids, have OE service intervals that range from 60,000 miles to even lasting the lifetime of the vehicle. However, changing the fluid in the transmission regularly will keep internal wear in check. Brake fluid, on the other hand, should be replaced when the boiling point drops or the concentration of the copper brazing in the fluid indicates corrosion in the system. Replacing the brake fluid will restore the pH buffers and anti-corrosion chemicals that can extend the life of the calipers and ABS modulator. Under the hood, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on spark plugs. Every time a spark plug fires, the plasma of the spark wears away the electrodes. It's no different with older vehicles. This constant firing causes the gap to increase, and as it increases, it requires more energy to fire the plug, which can take its toll on the coils. As for something like a belt tensioner, if a vehicle has made it that far, it probably needs replaced, along with the belt. As the spring inside the tensioner gets worn, it can cause the belt to jump and vibrate. Don't forget to also check the idler pulleys for noise and bearing leaks. Vehicles should also be aligned more often, especially over 100,000 miles, to monitor suspension bushings and springs. Ride height should be measured at every alignment as well. If your customers have a vehicle with all-wheel or four-wheel drive, some of these vehicles have 3 differentials that need service. While some manufacturers may not specify a service interval, that doesn't mean they don't need to be serviced. If left alone, it can lead to a very costly repair for your customers. Filters like the fuel filter should also be replaced to prolong the life of the fuel pump and even the engine. Keep in mind though, modern fuel pumps are sensitive to restrictions and the pump will have to work harder if that restriction is present. Over time, carbon can build up on the crown of the piston, valves, and head. When carbon deposits get too heavy, they can cause turbulence in the chamber, hot spots, and even increase in the compression ratio. Engine decarbonization can help remove these deposits. If you're servicing a customer who has a vehicle over 100,000 miles, it's a great idea to keep these services in mind to keep drivers on the road with the vehicles they have loved for years. For more tire and service videos, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube. I'm Christian Hinton, coming to you from the Tire Review Continental Tire Garage Studio at Babcock's Media. Catch you next time.